On today's episode, we're talking about goal setting and manifesting those goals. We're going to give you some tips and we're going to talk about some of the things that we've gone through to goal set and manifest what we've always wanted, what we've dreamed about. And we're doing it, right, Kate?
I am. I am currently doing it, living, and this year will be all me since I've been on my own at early 20s. So it's been a minute. But yes, I have a couple of tips that, well, yeah, they're tips. I'm using them actively to do it. So hopefully it'll help someone out there. Right.
Yeah, and goals are really important because they keep you moving in the direction that you want to be moving in instead of just living on autopilot. And I think sometimes people live on autopilot. We go into it, we don't even realize it sometimes. And we're all about bringing the magic back into life, and part of that is actually having a goal or a dream, something that you're actually going for so that you could take all the little steps you need to take and then also manifest using the law of attraction, which we're all about. So, one of the things that I've manifested in my life was actually moving to California. So, just talking about that for a minute, when I was younger, growing up, I would always write in a journal, I'm going to move to California. So that's one of the tips. One of the things that I truly believe in is writing in a journal. You want to show the universe that that's what you want, and you want to just basically train your brain to know that that's what you're trying to manifest, so that when you do go into autopilot, that's always in the back of your mind and you're always taking little steps, even without realizing it subconsciously. You're taking little steps because that goal is deep seated in your mind. So writing in a journal really does two things. It sets it into your mind so that you can subconsciously continuously go for it, and it also shows the universe that that's what you want, which also helps manifest. So I did move to California, and I'm currently in California, and I've been here for 10 years. So it does work. And that's probably my favorite goal that I ever accomplished so far in my life. So how
I
about you, Kate? Do you have a major goal that you've accomplished in your life?
One of the major goals that I set for myself that I have accomplished and have been working on for a few years is that I actually started my own business this year, taking down the patriarchy, one female business owned at a time. So that's exciting. I imploded my life this last year, and it's for the better. But I recognized things that weren't working and actively visualized how I wanted my life to be. I started working on magic and being grateful and living in gratitude, and that changed my entire life. So that is my biggest tip, is to be grateful for everything that you have. And if you can't, like, if you're having a hard time finding something to be grateful for, start with, I'm breathing. I
Mhm.
woke up today. I've got money in my pocket. I paid this bill. I'm going to eat later on. I'm warm. I'm dry. Those things start very simple, and then you will realize how much more things in your life that you should be grateful for. That helps a lot. It changes my mindsets, and I just go about having a better day ultimately. But visualization and being in gratitude are my biggest tips. And yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with gratitude because it just changes your mindset, and you're like, okay, I'm safe. I'm not in survival mode anymore. I'm recognizing what I do have. And that puts me on a good platform to achieve my goals, to go after the goals, because you can't go after goals if you're still worried about survival mode. You're still worried about just the basics, like you said, just breathing. Sometimes people are so filled with anxiety that they're just shallow breathing. They're not even deep breathing. And
Sometimes they're not breathing. I hold my breath and I have to be like, fuck, breathe, breathe, breathe. So yes.
exactly. And that's the same thing with goal setting. It's like you're so focused on the anxiety of like the past and the future, worried about everything, that you sometimes forget that, like, hey, I have a goal and I'm going after it, and the future is good. There is something that I am going to accomplish that is going to change everything for me. There is something I'm going after that I'm passionate about, and that passion could actually drive you. So one of the things that I want to bring up is the 5-second rule, which is definitely something that you could go by, that is coined by Mel Robbins. She actually wrote a book called the 5-second rule, which you could check out. But her podcasts are amazing. They're on YouTube. And her name is Mel Robbins. And she is an amazing woman and an amazing podcaster. But the 5-second rule is basically whenever you're about to do something that you're afraid to do or you're a little worried about, you just basically count down from five. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you do it. And this actually works with your brain. So it's scientifically proven to get you to just kind of jump and go. It gives you that momentum to kind of just go for it. So whenever I'm trying to, do something and I'm like, oh, for example, I just went to apply for a job and it took me a minute to get the courage to go in. And I was like, am I going to like this job? Am I not going to like it? And all these worries were in my head. But I just said, you know what? I'm an adult. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I did it. So
At a girl, Tanya. Woo!
it's also good for getting out of bed. A lot of people don't want to get out of bed in the morning. So that's how she initially started the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, was just to get out of bed. Sometimes that's the hardest part of the day. So I suggest using that for any type of goals that you have, or, even the little goals like getting a job or getting out of bed. So,
I would use it in a lot of things. Like I didn't know that it was a Mel Roberts, but I've been on dates and I would be outside and be like, okay, just go. And I didn't do a countdown, but I would, okay, go. And then go. That's what
yeah,
I've been doing
talk
for a
yourself
long,
into
long
it.
time. Yes, hype
Well,
yourself up and just jump. I had to,
yeah.
like I said, I imploded my life and I had to jump. And I'm currently in the free fall, but it's so much better than I ever imagined it could be. I knew it was going to be great, but it's really amazing. It doesn't come without strife, but it's the jump is worth it for sure. But you might need some hyping up to do any kind of jumping. You're right.
Yeah, and it's always good to have a friend that is going to back you up and keep you going. So if you have a goal and you want to stick by it, find someone, what do they call it? A something partner.
Accountability buddy.
Accountability partner. Yeah, somebody to just make sure that you're going to follow through, and even give you the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just do it, like. So I definitely, Kate's my best friend, so she gets me to do everything I need to do. I just call her up and she convinces me that I'm doing the right thing, and just to go for it. So I think basically with goal setting, it really is about just getting that courage to go for it, because we could accomplish anything. We're strong women, we're powerful, witchy women, and everyone out there, you all have magic, you all have power, and you could do it. Whatever you put your heart to, you can do. You just have to train your brain subconsciously to stay in the momentum of that dream, that goal, you know?
It's tough. I'm a prone spiraler. Like I really spiral and I spiral deep and it's sometimes very, very hard for me to get out of it. To stop the spiral lately, I've been looking and calling Tanya to help me not be so negative and not carry all the bullshit ingrainment in our brains that we got growing up, which small town America or small town world does to people. Um, I've been trying to get that out and like literally get that out of my system, out of my thought process, because yeah, you have to stay positive and not spiral. And but it's easy to get upset. That's all I'm saying. It's okay to not be okay. Just try to, another Mel Roberts thing is look for the hearts in the world, the heart-shaped things or the word heart. I prefer to look for rainbows because when it's raining out, I like to look for rainbows. I found a double rainbow the other day. And a couple of times a couple of times throughout these last few trying times, I was having a rough day and I would look up and there'd be a rainbow, or there'd be a rainbow in the grocery store line or something, and it immediately changes my mood set. So,
One of the things that you do that you taught me and that we both do now is that we say, "What's the best that could happen?"
mhm.
So, because I feel a lot of times it's fear that stops me. You know, I have a goal, I have this idea that I want to do something, but I'm thinking, oh, the worst things. I'm catastrophizing. And lately we're just like, all right,
Oh
what's the best
man.
that could happen? And at least if you could imagine the best, and then also, this is something I also do is I say, hopefully something better than I expected could happen. Because we don't
Ooh, I
always
like that
know the
one.
best thing.
Mhm.
Like the universe sends us even better than we thought. So saying, I hope something happens even better than I expected, or what's the best that could happen, and just trying to stay in that level so you don't spiral. So definitely.
Yeah, coming from a prone spiraler, yes, the mindset is important. And it's easier to start at the beginning of the year to have the new moon's coming. You have to start setting your intentions anyway at the beginning of the month.
Yeah.
So set this new moon cycle around your intentions for the year. And to help you do that, a friend of mine told me to write a letter to yourself and then open it up on New Year's Eve the following year. Uh,
Ooh.
but write it in like a positive, like, yes, you killed it. Well, I wrote, you killed it at being a mom this year, because that's very important to me. And a couple other things that I wanted done, and I would, once set my goals for the year. I just wrote in there that I've already accomplished. And that's something that The Secret tells you, is to just act like, or think that it's already on its way to you. You just said it, it's happening. I used to do that for jobs a lot too. Like Tanya was saying, I would say, I'm getting this job. So this is my job. And I would visualize the job and me in that job in the uniform, So, yes, the mindset is important, and it's easy to get out of it, because if I can get out of it, you can get out of it. It might take 10 minutes, but ultimately, just like a nicotine fit or a sugar craving, anger or doom spiraling, if you can catch it in the first couple of minutes, it won't last that long. Well, the
Yeah.
doom spiral might, but just don't. Ultimately, I would say, don't be so hard on yourself. I hate that. Oh, I don't hate. Excuse me. That's a new thing I have to do this year as well. Is changing my vocabulary. No more negative self-talk. I don't even joke around about it because my body doesn't know. So I am smoking hot, very physically flexible, and capable of doing everything that I've ever wanted to do. Those are my morning mantras. So what makes my ass itch is the new I hate, because things make your ass itch. When people say new year, new me, no, I'm not erasing everything that I've worked all the way up here to do. I am the same me who's healing. It's just a new year. So don't think that you have to shed everything going into this new year. You did a lot of work and you should be very proud of yourself, because you're still here, and you should be very thankful that you're still here, and you really are able to do whatever you want. Like, we're part of the universe. The universe is reflected in us. So paint it how you want it.
That's
I've
right.
always said that. So, and it's hard to get there. It really is. And with the negative self talk and the what's the worst that could happen and the doom spiraling, you paint it dark.
Yeah.
So let's paint it brighter. Like, what's the best that can happen? And what should I expect that's going to be even better? And how amazing am I today? What's the amazing shit I'm going to do today?
Yeah, totally. What am I
Mhm.
attracting into my life? If you just ask yourself that in the beginning of the
Mhm.
day, you will answer it and you'll be like, "Oh, yeah, what am I attracting? I should attract something good." And it gets you like questioning, what is my day going to be like today? What do I want it to be like? And manifest that instead of letting yourself be an autopilot, letting yourself spiral. You have control of your life. You have your control of your emotions. And I think that's what it comes down to, is just accepting that and knowing that you have that magic that you can manifest and not think that circumstances control us, you know? That's and like with goals, it's just showing that you're in control, that you have a goal, that's what you're doing, you're passionate about, and you're going to keep going with that and not let, you know, your circumstances of other people and little things that happen like distractions, like you have control and just stay in control. That's my biggest advice. Like I've been talking to myself a lot, talking myself out of things and just saying, you know what, I'm in control, no one can take my power away from me and nothing can. So that's where we're at right now, right, Kate? Nothing
I,
takes our
yeah.
power. We have
I'm a bad bitch. That's what I know. I'm strong and powerful, sexy and sensual, and unapologetic about it. I'm not going to be yeah, none of that old mindset is coming with me this year.
yeah.
Like I get that I have active anger issues and I'm working on a deep, deep healing journey from the womb to now, and I'm 40. So yes, I've got some work ahead of me, but I'm excited about it. I'm ready to evolve as a human. I'm ready to be more positive. I'm ready to dump all that bullshit anger and jealousy and negativity and all that shit. Worrying about money, worrying about all this stuff. I'm not doing that. I'm not. And I've done it for 40 years, probably in the womb as well, was like, oh God, freak the fuck out about coming out. So not any longer. I am going to be the powerful witchy queen and paint it how I want it, which is me being powerful, getting what I want. It's on its way to me already. I just order it like I order shit on Amazon. I just say it to the universe. Say thank you 3 times and try to stay as grateful as possible. And another way, real quick before we go, a quick tip from magic to stay in gratitude is each footstep. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Or breathe in, thanks, out, you know, like do, even if you say it in your brain, you watch how easily it transforms your mindset from shitty to okay, okay, I can do this, I can do this. And it's subtle. It really does work though. It works for me. And I was super negative.
Well, we are going to wrap this up, but I do want to say one more thing. And you touched on it, Kate. And we're doing this video in the beginning of the new year of 2024, which is great for goal setting the new year. But you can do this any time of the year. And we recommend doing it. The new moon and the full moon is great they're the most powerful times of the month. So the
Mhm.
new moon is time for manifesting, make those lists, write in your journal, make your vision board. And then during the full moon, release everything, like release all the negativity, release, release, release. So with goal setting, definitely pay attention to the moon. It makes it feel more magical. And, you know, it really helps push, especially the new moon, that helps those goals come true. So I hope you learned something today. I hope you were inspired. And me and Kate are just going to keep going and sharing our knowledge and enlightenment with you. So
Yes,
thank
you'll see it too. I would like for all who are watching to please bookmark this and then watch as we grow from our transformation. We've been doing this, but this year is a whole new fresh start, clean, going in. It's a leap year. So there's some powerful magic that I don't even know about yet that's happening, but it's a new, like it hasn't happened in 4 years. So it's exciting. And
yeah.
have a 5 year deadline to start a new life. And I did that. So I'm in that whole like leaping time. I wish you the best of luck and tune in. We love you. Thank you very much for spending time with us.
Rock your magic.